Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going on to Bitcoin. Big of the CoinsKid crew. So I did a video on Litecoin way back in May, and that's absolutely played out to an absolute T. Okay, the up, the down, it's played out like an absolute boss. It was a beautiful long into a beautiful short and a beautiful long again. Okay, and it's played out like an absolute boss. Please check out the Litecoin video because it could be the fact that we've used them free moves in Litecoin to make money. It could be a clue as to the future of this crypto market. Okay, if it continues to play out like a boss, then it could be a clue as to what's going to go down in this crypto market. So please check out the Litecoin video that I did way back in May. So far so good. It's looking pretty tasty. Okay, and obviously the invalidation of such I show you every single day, so check out the Litecoin video. The link is in the video description. Okay, so as you're fully aware, then I've got a theory for Bitcoin that I've had for a very long time. There's multiple videos in the channel right now, and I know a lot of people got bored of my theory and switched off and said no way and things like that, but I've always shown you my invalidation of this theory on the way down, and right now my invalidation is moving up the stairs basically. And I did say this to you, as the invalidation, the theory starts to play out, the invalidation of starts to move up. Okay, so the invalidation on the way down was the wave one high in 2019, and right now the invalidation was that low in November because of the 5 waves and the C wave, and then it moved up to this low here in June, then it moved up to this low here in September, and right now it's higher than that. My bull market support for you for Bitcoin in this bull market is simple. It's the 20-week EMA. So that's my invalidation point right now. That's my exit strategy. That's my sell point. If I see Bitcoin lose that and close below that one time, I'm out basically. And that's really simple from this point right now. Because in theory, if we are in a wave 3, like I said to you, we should see a vertical in this chart, okay, where we start to come up and we repel the 20, like it smells or something. We don't want to be around it. We absolutely just go away from it. And this is what I see, in many wave 3s on multiple charts, we just absolutely repel the 20-week EMA. So it really is simple. The minute we start to come down below that and close and lose it, boom, you get out. And this is something I relayed to you way back here in April 2021 when we created the bearish divergence with a rising wedge just there. We backtest that level of resistance and we lost the 20 on this thrust down. That was my exit point, okay, and I jumped ship, and then I bought the retest of these lows, basically 28k, that was on the thumbnails, and then I rode it all the way back up. At some point here, I should have took profit, but I didn't. I hold my hands up. On the retrace down here, when we lost the 20 again, I jumped out, and this is something I did relay to you. And at this point here, we created a death cross, okay. That death cross was the projection for capitulation here of the C wave, and that's exactly what we was looking at. We was trying to identify it, and we got it, okay, and this is where we jumped back in, just like we jumped back in on this C wave here, this micro C wave, with the bump and run pattern a few weeks ago, like I said to you, just there was a major sign that this was an opportunity. And I did relay this to you in a video last year labeled the 5 waves of death, because we've got the 5 waves and the C wave. We start to come back up and we've had 5 waves off that. So again, you've had your 5 waves up. We was looking for the correction after the 5 waves. We've got it, and then we jump back in on the C wave after 5 waves. In that C wave, the micro correction just there, and the bump and run pattern, which I outlined to you. Equally here, we've got that level of resistance, that trend line where we broke out, back test the bump and run pattern. So the macro here is in a larger bump and run pattern, just like the micro was just there, which we identified initially, come up into that point of resistance, you see that, and then we broke out. So in theory, if this is the bump and run pattern, we should be looking to come all the way up to that leg there, which has always been my target since the start of the year when you broke out. The 47k is my minimal target, okay. So in theory, we should come up to it, find level resistance, potential wave 4, and then break it. Absolutely possible. So at this point, I still remain bullish on Bitcoin until we start to break down below the weekly 20 EMA and validate those theories that I've shown you in yesterday's video from Lee and Alessio. Okay, so at the minute, I remain cautiously bullish on Bitcoin, but I want to see some follow through on a certain chart, which I'm going to show you right now. So this guy called CredibleCrypto, I think he's got the same analysis that I have, that from this point here, we've got a 1, ABC2, 3, ABC4, and right now we're in a final 5th wave of a bull market. So at this point here, it could be that we're identical to this zone here before that huge vertical right there for Bitcoin, where we did start to take off into space. Now matching that was the RSI level right there, just whacking into the 70 zone, the overbought zone. At that point, it absolutely went berserk, didn't it? So we could be on the cusp of that, absolutely. I'm not going to take it off the table until we lose the 20-week EMA for Bitcoin, because at this point on this vertical, it was when we lost the 20-week EMA, which I relayed to you at the time. That's your bull market support, okay? That's why I have it in the videos. The thick yellow line is your bull market support. Now, if you don't know how to get the EMAs into your charts, there's a tutorial tutorial on CoinsKid.com and each and every single video description on how to put the EMAs into your charts. Okay, so again, nothing I say is financial advice. I wish everyone the utmost luck, but going forward from this point right now, my invalidation of a bull market here for Bitcoin, the fact that you got a major thrust to the upside is losing the 20-week EMA from this point. That's my sell point. We lose that, we close below that one time, boom, I'll jump out of Bitcoin again. I'll try and find where the lows are on that particular correction right there. So we are doing what we did in 2020, seasonality as well, September to October, November, December. Look at that, September, October, November into December. We could be, uncannily like we are right there. Okay, we could be on the cusp of a vertical. So I wish everyone the most luck, and obviously the invalidation, I'll keep drumming on about this invalidation right now, is the 20-week EMA, not necessarily the structure of this low. I think if we start to roll at this point, lose this level of resistance, okay, that level of support, if we lose that and start to come back under that, that's a negative statement for Bitcoin. And I think losing a 20-week EMA as well as a sign of weakness. At that point I will jump out. Okay, so there's no bias, it is what it is, it's simple technical analysis. On the way down here in this big monster ABC correction, I did say to you, as long as the wave on high holds, my theory that we're in a final phase, a big fifth wave here for Bitcoin is valid. So far so good. And again, this CredibleCrypto, please go to Twitter and follow him. He's on the same page as I am, so it's all good basically. So the invalidation is there. Obviously if it's lost, we have to change the theory, and then the road becomes different. Do you understand? And we respect that road, so we'll be projecting to the downside if we lose the 20-week EMA right now going forward. So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart, see what we can see. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin right now, respecting the data, not emotion right now, what we've got to do is pay attention to the data, and this is something we've been doing. For example, when we broke out way back there in January and we got the close above 20, I did relay this data to you that this is increasing probability that we are looking at a 5-wave impulsive move up right there. Breaking this resistance is a sign of strength for Bitcoin. Closing above the weekly 20 is a sign of strength for Bitcoin. The same thing I was relaying to you way back there. Once we've got this correction of 5 waves down, I said to you at this point, holding this weekly 20 is a sign of strength, and it could lead to some kind of vertical here in the charts of Bitcoin. So right now the validation of this vertical for Bitcoin is really simple. It's the thick yellow line. Now currently that sits at 28240 for Bitcoin. Lose that, that's my, I'm out basically. And you can clearly see on the third wave, look, we come back to it and then we repel it like it smells or something. We don't want to know it. So basically at the moment, if we lose that, get out basically. That really is that simple. And it's on the way up here as well. If you look, just respecting the data, not emotion, look at that, lose a 20, what do? You get out. Really simple. Okay, so at this point here, if we lose a 20, then this is some kind of trap and we're not in a third wave. Really is that simple. Okay, but at the moment I'm just relaying what I see to you. At the moment, possibly we've had a 1 sideways correction 2 that completely just there. We've got the 5 waves and the C wave, and right now we're bolting basically, and we could go anywhere. We could go vertical, we could come up to that 47k, come back in a 4, and then we only sort of tap that high and then we drop into a bear. Who knows? Okay, but at the minute I'm respecting the data, I'm respecting the technicals. At the moment, we're clearly breaking out that level of resistance. We've got some kind of ascending triangle from this point where we came down in the A wave, the B wave, the C wave, gone sideways, and like I said to you on the third point of contact, I did keep relaying this to you, the third point of contact, we should in theory break out. Okay, so at this moment, if we do start to come back and we hold this as support and go again, that's fantastic for Bitcoin. Okay, but if we do start to come back in here and we lose this and have some kind of throwback back into this pattern and we lose the thick yellow line, the 20-week EMA, I'm out basically, and this is some kind of bull trap. Okay, and we're not necessarily in the wave 3. Really is that simple. Okay, but I have to respect the data, and that's all I'm doing. I'm relaying that to you on a daily basis. So if you remember way back here, we've got the close above a 20, which is a bullish signal to relay to you, and equally the close outside of this resistance on the third point of contact of this resistance of a potential tightening range, a falling wedge. I said to you at that point, you're breaking out. I think that these are your minimal points of contact, 47k and a retest of the all-time high. So the verticalness of the wave 3 could be about to do such basically. So if it does do that and it breaks out and it takes off in space, it wouldn't surprise me. So at the minute, I still remain bullish on Bitcoin, but there is a chart right now that I'm going to show you that we need to see the follow through on this particular chart to build up the probability that this is actually a wave 3 and not some kind of bull trap right now. So at the moment, I think Bitcoin's in a technical target. It's 36898, which is a technical target of an ascending triangle. If it does start to roll, then this is a sweet spot to buy back 30459. That would be a sweet spot to buy back into Bitcoin if you're not already involved with a really tight stop loss again. But if it starts to fall through that and loses a 20-week EMA, I'm out. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart. That's really important. We see the follow through right now, which is a sign of strength for the crypto market right now. So taking a look at this chart, it's really important we pay attention to this chart, the total cryptocurrency market cap. The ticker is total. Okay, so get into your charts, have a look at it, see what you think. It's a really important chart that we need to pay attention to. Again, I'll relay to you how important that 20-week EMA is just there. We came up in that huge thrust of the bull market, that big blow off mania phase right there in 2018. 2019, we lost to 20. That was a major warning sign. Okay, equally here, we came up in this huge thrust in 2019, we lost to 20. Look at that, that's a major warning sign. You got your macro correction right there, some kind of big ABC zigzag correction coming back down to where you came from. Again here, we've got this huge thrust up, and again we lost to 20. So this was foretelling of a big macro correction, which is what we've got basically. So just here, we've had this huge thrust up again, and what we've done, we've got really tight here. We lost to 20, we've come up, made a lower high, and then come back down. We're getting squeezed below 20 again, and then we've popped. So right now, you know, are we in a big macro correction, which is absolutely possible, where you've got some kind of triple top before another drop? This is possible, and this chart could be revealing it, and it could be telling us that, you know, the Bitcoin, the breakout right there is just basically a trap. Okay, it's absolutely possible. So one way that begin to invalidate right now is if we start to get a break of this resistance, you know, and this clearly right now you've got some kind of impulsive move, corrective move, some kind of compression there leading to expansion, and we are getting a follow through. So we need to see this on this chart, you know, to back up the sort of substance and the power for Bitcoin that is indeed bullish going forward, and we are in a wave 3. So again, we're still a little bit squeaky bum time, isn't it? By squeaky bum time, I mean on the edge of your seat. You can't quite make your mind up if it is bullish or, you know, still in corrective phase right now. So obviously what Bitcoin's doing is really good, and if it does begin to go vertical, it will avoid the 20 like the plague. Like I said to you, like, you know, this chart did there, and like it did there, it avoids the 20. It's only when it comes in below the 20 that you should be looking at a correction. Look, big vertical. When it lost to 20, you're looking at a correction. So from this point right now, if we are on a cusp of a vertical for the altcoins and, you know, the entire cryptocurrency market cap, this should follow through. You know, we should start to see this coming up basically. So, you know, let's be patient. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt right now. What we have done, we have pierced this level of resistance. So technically, this is a break of this high, but it doesn't invalidate that this is some kind of triple top. Obviously, you come up like this, boom, and you drop again, and you're still within this correction. That's absolutely possible. If we do start to turn a corner and we lose a 20, I'm going to show you exactly where I will buy back, and it really is simple. So it's just down here. Let me show you. So I'll buy back at roughly, I'm going to mark this in for you. So write this into your notebook. If we do lose a 20 from this point, I will be looking to buy back Bitcoin once we hit $847. $847? $847 billion market capitalization. That will be my buyback zone. Okay, and I'll look for a swing at that point. So until that day comes, I'm just going to respect what's happening here for Bitcoin. I'll remain in position, remain in my long. You know, I'm still looking for this breakout, but I want to see this chart backing it up, obviously. And I think if we start to break out, the next level of resistance that I'm looking for is that at a minimal to take some profit and look for a swing up right there. And it would begin to validate, okay, that this is following suit with Bitcoin. And what you've done, you've come up impulsively, correctively, and you're getting a follow through, you're getting a breakout, you know, in this total cryptocurrency market cap right now. And this could be the formation of a huge move to the upside. So again, that would be a sweet spot for taking profit, where we could start to see a correction for Bitcoin if it starts to go again. $1.497 trillion market capitalization. Why that level? Because that's previous support that's been lost, okay, and we've not necessarily backtested resistance. So it looks like we're begging for that. But again, if anything goes wrong, if something happens, you know, we've got some kind of bull trap just there like we did there, and we begin to roll over and lose the 20 from this point, you know, I will start to project to that, and that will be my buyback zone after selling my crypto basically. And you know, I hope you understand the update. Nothing to say is financial advice, but so far so good. But we need to see the follow through on the total cryptocurrency market cap chart to, you know, to confirm that this is not a bull trap on Bitcoin. This is something I'm trying to relay to you. And my sell point from this point is losing a 20-week EMA, and my buyback zone will be when the market capitalization is $847 billion market cap. But you know, I'm going to give the markets the benefit of the doubt here. We've got a potential impulsive move, corrective move, got really tight, compressed, and we're looking to get the follow through to my minimal target, 1.49 trillion. Hope you enjoyed that update. Thank you for your support. Okay, take care everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.